while I am definitely a nerd that plays Magic the Gathering and has read all of the Game of Thrones models, I wasn't always that type of nerd, though I was always a nerd. I just used to be a baseball nerd. I used to watch and score every single Boston Red Sox game. Even if they were on the West Coast and the game didn't start till 10 p.m., I'd still be sitting in front of the TV scoring every single pitch in my scorebook. I still have all the scorebooks I kept from the 2004 baseball season when the Red Sox won their first World Series since 1918. What else did I do during this time to solidify my nerd status that I so proudly wear? I played computer games that simulated running baseball teams. The program that I used to play was called Out of the Park Baseball, and I remember almost crying when my fictional team lost in the imaginary playoffs that year. During that part of my life, I wanted nothing more than to run a baseball team. I loved how baseball, unlike other sports, drafted young players, put them in a farm system where they could nurture and develop these players until they were ready to join the big club. Another thing that I love about baseball is when teams go through a reconstruction period. What this means is that ownership looks at their roster compared to the rosters of the other teams and decides, we can't compete. We're not good enough. Once they make that decision, they trade all of their good players to other teams for younger players that they can put in their farm system and nurture them and develop them. If everything works according to plan, in a few years, these players that they traded for will hopefully mature into great players, join the big club, help them win more games, and keep them in contention for championships. This is a process that happens often in baseball, and is often met with negative responses from fan bases. People in general do not like change. And these reconstruction processes usually take 3 to 5 years. And during these years, the team is usually not very competitive. For this reason, fans feel they are being let down by their team. But that is not what is happening at all during these reconstruction processes. What is actually happening is that the team is sacrificing short-term competitiveness for long-term competitiveness. And these reconstruction processes, the young players they traded for hopefully will stay with the team long enough, and they should remain competitive year in and year out after that time of not being competitive. The ultimate goal, obviously, is to sacrifice 3 to 5 years in order to become a team that every year is contending to make the playoffs and win a championship. While never able to do this to a baseball team, we recently did something similar at 5-Star Cleaning Service. As you can see in the memo in front of you, I don't expect you to read everything of it, every point of it, but as you can see on the memo in front of you, it's titled Milestones for the Reconstruction of 5-Star Cleaning Service. All my employees read this, I went through with them, they all know it. This was a plan that was put in place to rebuild 5-Star in early June 2018. It was just a month before, in May of 2018, that 5-Star had one of its worst months ever. We had our lowest customer satisfaction percentage, we lost multiple customers, and had plenty of days where we were short-staffed and either had to clean a customer's home with the overworked part of our staff or postpone the cleaning itself. Not good for business. After the month was complete and I had calculated all the numbers, I knew something had to change. So I called my family, my friends, my advisors, and we met one night at Libations in Millersville. And over drinks, I told them, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at all. We went through many plans that night, including selling the company. But the plan that was suggested to me that we decided to act upon was releasing the portion of our staff that were not performing up to our standards, give all of our current staff members a raise up to at least $15 an hour, and to retrain our staff as a whole. Deciding to use this plan was one of the scariest decisions I had ever made in my life. This would mean temporarily lowering profits and being short-staffed for a while. I did have to directly contact customers to explain to them my plan and why I needed to postpone their cleanings because we were short-staffed and I had to take a day to retrain my staff. At this time, we also hired a new office manager full-time. This was a change from our old office manager that worked part-time. It was agreed that having a steady presence every day in the morning, because we do a morning briefing every day, something I've told you guys a million times, would be a good thing to help us complete this plan. It was right around this time when I wrote the memo you see in front of you. While some of the milestones may seem negligible to you, they were all very important. But the most noteworthy one was the one that took place on Monday, July 16th, 2018. I'm gonna go over that with you. By the way, this is the raw memo. There might be typos, it might be bad. I literally just copied it. I wanted you to see what I hand my employees. On Monday the 16th, providing I am confident in our quality of cleaning and our staff, I plan to send out emails to customers raising prices on this day. I plan to lose 20 to 30 customers because of this price increase. The plan is that the revenue lost from these clients will be made up by the customers that agreed to the raise in price and new customers that have the higher wages already factored into their new price. All employees at 5-Star Cleaning Service will be made aware of any customers that agree to this price increase. I believe this will help keep us all on the same page and let us know who truly values our service and deserve the quality of cleaning that we offer. That list of customers is still up on our board in our office to this day. I want my staff to know who values them. Who values them, and it's a long list. The staff that was kept very much deserved the raise they received, very much. But 5-Star couldn't afford to just give it to them. We're not that rich. We needed to raise our prices, as I just said. This was a very scary proposition, but one that I'm very proud to say that we achieved. 82% of our customers at the time agreed to the price increase and stayed with 5-Star Cleaning Service. Why did they do this? Because the employees that you see sitting right here, that's why they did it. Courtney, Tiffany, India, who's not here, Katie, Violet, Caitlin, and Andrea are the reason these valued customers valued our service so highly and decided it was okay to pay for more for our service. I am so proud of these employees, each and every one of them. And I hope they know that. They are the reason we were able to complete this plan. Speaking of completing plans, that's something also that I'm extremely proud of. Every milestone that you see on that memo in front of you was completed on time, right up until that last one you see on August 31st. Done on that day. The act of making a plan, sticking to a plan, and completing a plan is something that is not often done today. It's too easy to get sidetracked or lose track of things to always follow through. But we did follow through. Why did we follow through? Does anybody know the answer? These girls you see right here. That's why we followed through. Because of these employees, it's as simple as that. Each of them deserved the wage increase they received, and each of them worked very hard to make sure we continue to succeed and grow. 2 minutes. Okay. I invited them here today so they were aware of how important they are. Not just in helping us complete the plan, but to help us grow in the future. So now, to the part of the presentation that BNI wants me to do the most. Referrals. What type of referrals work for 5-Star Cleaning Service? What type of referrals should you give us? Somebody that wants the best cleaning service cleaning their home, with the best employees. Somebody that wants to know that the people cleaning their home are being paid a living wage and being treated well. Somebody that cares about quality and knows that their cleaning company cares about that as well and strives to achieve it in every house that we clean. To sum it up, the best referral for 5-Star Cleaning Service is somebody that wants these girls clean their home. Thank you.
Wow.
Just a
comment. That was awesome.
That was
really good.
outstanding.
Really good. Outstanding.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, Frank,
Yes.
that was a well-prepared, great presentation.